Before we begin, take a breath. Let your heart slow down, because every love story starts somewhere quiet. Welcome to Love and Us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind you love still finds a way. Tonight's story: the night we didn't say goodbye. Rain tapped against the glass like an old song, steady and unending. Maple Grove was the kind of town where everyone knew each other's routines. For Evelyn, that routine began every Thursday evening at the Driftwood Café. She wasn't running from something. She was recovering. Her last relationship had ended quietly, not with betrayal, not with anger, just with silence that grew too wide to cross. She came to the cafe to listen, to breathe, to remember that life still had rhythm. And then there was Liam. He played piano in the corner every Thursday night. A quiet man who never looked for attention, but always found it anyway. His music filled the cafe like candlelight. Soft, flickering, impossible to ignore. He never asked her name. She never told him. But each week, she took the same seat by the bookshelf, and each week, his songs seemed to find her. That night, she noticed something different. He hesitated before playing, eyes lost somewhere beyond the window's reflection. When the first note came, it wasn't one of his usual songs. It was raw, unsteady, the kind of melody that feels like it's searching for something that isn't there. Evelyn leaned forward, holding her breath. The music wrapped around her like a story half told. And when it ended, she whispered, without thinking, "I hope you find your ending." The piano bench creaked. Liam turned, meeting her eyes. Just for a second. Then he smiled, shy, knowing, and nodded once. The next Thursday, he played again. But this time, he left a napkin folded under her coffee cup. In shaky handwriting, it said, "Maybe you can help me find it." They began talking after closing time. At first, it was small talk, how she liked her coffee, why he always wore the same old brown jacket, what inspired his songs. But as the nights grew colder, the conversations stretched longer. He told her he played piano because words never seemed to fit right in his mouth. She told him she used to write poetry, before love made the words too heavy. "Maybe," he said once, "we're both just trying to speak without saying it out loud." Evelyn smiled. Maybe that's what music is for. They shared stories, childhood memories, dreams half-chased, regrets half-healed. Each conversation stitched another thread between them. By December, it felt less like chance and more like gravity. When the Maple Grove Winter Fair arrived, Liam invited her to come hear him play on the outdoor stage. It was cold, the air smelling of cinnamon and snow. He wore his usual jacket and a nervous smile. Evelyn stood in the crowd, hands tucked into her scarf, watching as he played the melody she'd first heard that night, only now it had changed. It had asterisk found its ending asterisk after the performance. He found her near the coffee stall. "I finished it," he said. "I know," she whispered. "I heard." They walked through the fair, lights reflecting off melting snow, laughter echoing around them, until they stopped by the carousel. "I don't want to ruin this," he said softly. "You won't," she promised. "You can't ruin something that's never been broken." He kissed her cheek. Just once. Just enough to feel like the world had stopped raining. But life has a way of testing what it gives. January came with new opportunities. A record label in Seattle wanted Liam to audition. He told Evelyn about it over coffee, his hands shaking slightly as he stirred his drink. "You should go," she said, even though her chest tightened with every word. "I don't want to leave you." "You're not leaving me," she whispered. "You're chasing your dream." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Will you wait for me?" Evelyn didn't answer right away. "Only if you promise to come back." He nodded. "I'll come back with a song." On the Thursday before his departure, the cafe was quiet. Evelyn waited, but Liam didn't show. Instead, the barista handed her a small envelope. Her name was written in pencil, faint, careful. Inside was a letter. "Evelyn, I didn't know how to say goodbye without making it hurt. So I'm saying thank you instead. For every Thursday. For every silence you understood. If music could hold a person, you'd be the first chord. L. She read it twice before realizing her tears had blurred the ink. The rain outside had stopped, but inside, it still poured. Evelyn found herself running, down Main Street, through puddles, heart pounding like a metronome gone mad. The train was already boarding when she reached the platform. Through the glass doors, she saw him, backpack slung over his shoulder, ticket in hand. Liam. She called out. He turned, shock giving way to disbelief. Evelyn. She walked toward him, breathless. You weren't supposed to leave without saying goodbye. He smiled, that same crooked smile that had ruined her quiet life. I didn't think you'd come. I almost didn't, she admitted. But then I remembered something. What? She stepped closer, eyes shining. Every song deserves a second verse. He dropped his bag. The train whistle blew, long and low, like a sigh. And then, he kissed her. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't perfect. It was real, trembling, rain-slick, and honest. The train left without him. Months passed. Spring came. The café reopened its patio under the warm sun. Evelyn walked in one evening and froze. Liam was there, sitting at the piano, smiling like he'd never been gone. I told you I'd come back with a song, he said. She sat by the bookshelf, heart racing. Play it for me. He did. It was their story, all of it, in notes and pauses and soft crescendos. The song ended quietly, fading into the hum of conversation. He looked at her, waiting. Did you like it? She smiled. No, he blinked, confused. I loved it. Sometimes, love doesn't need grand gestures or perfect timing. Sometimes, it just needs the courage to stay, when leaving would have been easier. That night, they didn't say goodbye. And that made all the difference. You've been listening to Love and Us. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories where love always finds its way home.